Hi, everybody. We're so glad to invite Luis Felipe Lopez here today from BASE Bahay. Thank you, Luis, for being here. And he's joined us for this current 11-day course where we're actually looking at working with the cement bamboo frame technology that BASE Bahay uses over in the Philippines. So thank you so much for being here today, Luis.
Thank you, Nara.
And once again, all these times that you join us, we love having you here.
I love more to be here, and thank you for the invitation. Thank you for Bamboo U for this opportunity to bring CBFT into the Bamboo U ecosystem. We are so proud and so happy for this new collaboration between BASE Bahay Foundation and Bamboo U.
Great. So we've mentioned CBFT a couple times already, and we've just started. So what is CBFT?
Okay, well, CBFT is a construction system that BASE Bahay has developed during the last 12 years. It's inspiring the technology, traditional technology from the Latin American Bahareque, and we modify the technology to make it resistance to earthquakes, to typhoons, to make it, the system more durable, so people require less maintenance. So we took this technology and we tried to also to improve the process of construction by doing prefabricated, improving the the way the houses are assembled. So CBFT is more than a technology; it's an entire process of how to build with bamboo using shear walls.
Amazing. And so how did it evolve? You mentioned that it kind of stemmed from the Bahareque system. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So in Latin America, there's this vernacular traditional system called Bareque, and it was very popular in a region in Colombia called the coffee region. But also you can find very good examples of that in the coast of Ecuador, in Guayaquil. In Central America, countries like El Salvador, they have very nice samples. And even in Lima, Peru, the capital of the country, they have something similar called quincha peruana. That is like a cousin of the bareque.
Oh,
And for my surprise, I actually found it in the Philippines.
oh,
It's called Tabique Pampango. Same concept. I mean, of course, different features, but same concept, like walls made with a lot of bamboo slats and rendered with earth at the beginning and cement later when cement was available. So in the coffee region in Colombia, this technology evolved, but I will say then in the 50s of the last century, it start to die because the regulations came and these systems were not into the building codes, so
oh,
it was not incorporated, and it was literally condemned to disappear until an earthquake in 1999 when it was proved that these houses are a better earthquake resistance than many others made of conventional materials like concrete.
wow. Okay. And so how does it work? Like, how does the system work?
Okay, so uh, after this earthquake in the Colombian Engineer Association of Structural Engineers, we tested and we figured out that the system has a lot of good performance against earthquakes. And what we did was to reinforce the walls to connect the walls to the foundation. But the system itself is called a shear wall system. So meaning the walls are the structure of the house. They are not only divisions, they are responsible of taking all the gravitational loads, the lateral loads produced by earthquakes of wind, and all together providing the resistance of the system. So and this system actually this system is very useful to make houses, because in houses you need walls. Conventional houses, I'm talking here about conventional houses. So I have to confess that the first time I came to Bamboo U in 2016, I it was like entering another dimension, because you guys do great stuff, but it's totally different to what we do with CBFT.
Yes.
And at the beginning, I was okay. This is so nice, but so different at the same time. But then in the next courses and talking with you guys here, we start to see that maybe we are not that different. Maybe we can create something that is a hybrid between the two technologies, and it's a new proposal. So ideas start to pop up, and that makes me very happy. So I'm very happy with that.
And we're starting to do that now, right? This is the first course where we're actually incorporating CBFT into our construction. So we did a demonstration today of how it works, and participants got to try it out. So I think that was really exciting as well for them to really get hands-on with it. And even for us, right? This is the first time that we're working with it.
Yes, we did started the technology transfer a couple of weeks ago when Luis was visiting us
Yeah.
in Manila. So we have this experience. He was visiting the projects. We show him the prefabrication areas, and then trying to transfer as much we can. And then I get the invitation to this course, and it's pretty good because now we can teach the students other alternatives. I
Hmm.
mean,
For sure.
uh, the idea here is to have many options that
Hmm.
you can use in bamboo, and you can choose what you need for your needs.
Yes.
And that's what we are trying to do here. And discussing with the Bamboo U team, I think the possibilities are infinite. I mean, we can do many things. So we will continue improving our relationship. And the idea is that the next year we're going to have a BASE Bahay trainer here for the course in April.
Hmm.
He's going to be here for a long time, training bamboo use staff, helping them to masterize the technology, to get into the details of making these panels, and then you can now transfer that to the rest of the world through your courses.
That would be amazing. That would be insane, honestly. I think bringing it to different parts of the world, like because Bamboo is such a hub for people from all over the world, right? This course is made up of 40 participants this time around, and we have participants from 15 nationalities, right? So many people come and they take this knowledge back home. So I think that would be a really great opportunity for them as well. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's what we are looking for also, find opportunities to bring this technology to new places, to show people that even if you are in countries like Chile, for example, one of the participants were from Chile,
Yes.
they would like to explore how to use their native bamboo into a similar technology. And in that part, I think our laboratory in Base Bahay can play a very interesting role, because what we are looking also with the laboratory is to adjust the technology to every context. It's not the same to build a house in Bali or build a house in Chile. I mean, both can be done with bamboo, but the bamboos has different geometrics, different sizes, different everything. So we in our laboratorium and the Base Innovation Center in Manila, we can try to create the appropriate technology for each context. And that's what we want to do. And with you also
Yeah.
here, so you will be our avenue to spread this knowledge.
Hopefully, yes, that would be incredible. And so you mentioned a little bit about, okay, yeah, we've started to work with this technology and you guys have been doing it in the Philippines for so long. So tell us a bit about that. Like you've been working in the Philippines, and where else has this been implemented and how does it work?
Yeah, so we started actually in 2012 doing some research in the Philippines, understanding the bamboo species in the field and exploring if we can adapt the Colombian Bahareque to the context of the Philippine bamboo species and also to the context of the environment in the Philippines. It is very challenging. You have earthquakes, you have typhoons, you have floodings, you have rains. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then we were success doing that. We were able to implement. So by 2014, we start to build houses and big scale, I would say. And then by the end of this year, we're going to complete around 1,700 houses in the country. So in many communities, for most of them, for very poor people or victims of typhoons, victims of earthquakes, relocation people that lives in very risk areas and now they're going to live in safe areas. So we create also an ecosystem for this technology inside the country, supporting treatment facilities to produce high quality bamboos that are well treated so the houses can last. And at the same time, we train a lot of professionals and skilled workers to know how to work with this facility. Couple of years ago, I will say 2020, we start our international
Wow.
campaign.
Yeah.
And the first country when we landed was Nepal. So Nepal, in collaboration with the Habitat for Humanity, was our flagship for international engagements. And there we had completed already 700 homes. If I am not wrong, at the end of this year could be 800. In the province at the east part of the country. We have small engagements also, a few houses in India. We're exploring how easy it is to build there and how easy it is to transfer the technology. We are learning how to transfer technology. Sometimes, actually, we see it today. I give some indications to Luis. Luis transfer to the workers, and then when I arrive, some things are not like I expected. But that's normal. That's what you want, because transfer technology is challenging, and every culture has its own way to think. We don't think all in the same way. And I am not saying this is better than the other. No, it's just a different way to see the reality.
Yeah.
And then and that's the big challenging when you do technology transfer,
Hmm.
because you need to be flexible. You need to understand the position of the person you are teaching. And actually, I hate the term technology transfer. I prefer a technology exchange, because you
Yeah.
always learn from the others. So you bring something, but you also get something. And then at the end of this interaction, probably your technology will be better.
Yeah. And how have you found the local response to be so far in the places where you've worked? Let's say the Philippines, and then you started also in Nepal. What were the local communities how did they accept this?
Actually, very good. I mean, at the beginning, there was a big challenge, that is the image of this stigma of bamboo
Yes.
that is related or connected with poverty. However, I think if you, what you do here, guys, is amazing. You make bamboo as an aspirational material, looks luxurious, and make people desire to have a house with bamboo like this. I mean, I would like to have a bamboo house of those that you make. The same we do. So we, in a different level, of course,
Yeah.
but what we want to do is to build a house that people in need will like to have. So, and in many occasions, these families, their aspirational material is concrete. And we know that fight against that is hard. So that's why we use mortar cladding with cement. So we can get the acceptability of the people, but also because we want to protect this house against the environment and other things.
All right. So it works in different ways as well.
Uh,
It's not just that, okay, we're doing it for aesthetic purposes or whatever. Yeah, that's really cool. Interesting. And so, how do you now see CBFT moving along in the future? Do you see it being used and adopted in other parts of the world, or different ways to expand the technology, like you mentioned?
Yeah, so our plan is to introduce the technology in many countries. So we want to transfer this technology to partners that wants to learn how to build, and see what happens. I think the that's the way that we should scale this. BASE is a small organization. We cannot scale because we are limited to our capacity. But I think if we start to work all together with different entrepreneurs around the world, we can all together start to do more houses. In parallel to that, BASE continue working in his innovation center, trying to create new technologies.
Yes.
We are working now in a technology that perhaps will help us to do 5-story bamboo buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the next level.
Oh, wow.
And it's not CBFT, it's something new.
Oh, very
And we are working in that, trying to answer questions from the market. Because in big cities like Manila, where we are, 1 and 2-story houses are not an option, because the land is expensive. We need to densify the city, and then you need at least 5 or more stories. So we want to um, resolve that problem with bamboo, and came with a solution that is fire resistant, structurally sound, and
Wow.
all of that.
That's incredible. And what are you most excited for, do you think, with this growth of the technologies?
I think I'm very excited to see how the countries will take it. If we can find partners all around the world, and at the end, maybe we create a movement. Governments will engage with this and understand that the only way to stop this problem of carbon emissions in the construction industry is through the use of sustainable and regenerative materials like bamboo.
Amazing. And finally, what advice do you have to people wanting to start working with bamboo and getting in this field and possibly even looking into CBFT?
Yeah, first you have to come to Bamboo Year to take the course. That's the first advice. I think this is one of the best courses in bamboo around the world. You will learn from the process of planting to harvesting to construction, not only your technique, now also BASE Bahay technique, and you will see all a world of possibilities working with bamboo. Um, that's that's my first advice. Get trained. If you cannot come here, but no, there is other courses around the world. Take it. Learn from the people that already know. Also, research and investigate what are the don'ts of the technologies. There's many things that you have to avoid when you build with bamboo. So don't repeat the mistakes of others. Go for those projects and those solutions that already have those problems resolved, like protecting the bamboo from the environment, protecting the bamboo from humidity, those things. And the rest, be creative and persist. We need more people that works with bamboo to change this.
Perfect. Thank you so much for this, Luis. I think we all really enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Inara.
you.
Bye.